telling your story. WCBI News starts now.
Well, Merry Christmas, everyone, and welcome into the WCBI Cooking Show. So this year, we are so excited to feature educators from around our area. Now, you normally see them in the classroom, but today we want to share a little bit more about these teachers, starting with Corey Nemo, the metal fabrication instructor at the West Point Career and Technology Center. Corey, I am super stoked to have you in studio. We're actually friends outside of work, and so whenever I hear metal fab, I'm like, I know she can cook it up in the kitchen at least.
I try.
All right, Corey, so what do we have today?
Today we are doing a family favorite of ours, which is broccoli salad.
Okay, that sounds perfect. I love broccoli, and I love broccoli salad, so this is right up my alley. But how often would you say that you make this?
I probably make this at least once a month.
Oh, wow, that's like very often.
Yeah, my husband loves it.
Okay.
My kids like it. My family, especially during the holidays, we make this a lot.
And it's pretty simple and easy.
Yes, it's simple, it's easy, and it's a cold dish, so it's nothing that you have to cook other than maybe one ingredient that's going in it.
All right, well, let's put that simple and easy to the test. Corey, where do we need to start? Because even though I like to eat it, I've never actually made broccoli salad.
Okay, well, I'm going to get you to put those gloves on, and I'm going to put on some gloves myself. It's just to make sure we keep everything sanitary.
Maybe I need to put a hairnet on, too.
I feel the same way.
Okay, rolling up the sleeves.
So, this recipe my mom got from an old coworker of hers.
Oh, I like that.
And she started making it when we were kids, so you know it's been around for a while.
Okay.
So what I'm gonna get you to do first is we're gonna make up the sauce that goes in this. Okay. And y'all don't freak out. I swear it's good. We're gonna start with a cup of mayonnaise.
Ooh, love it.
We're gonna start with a half a cup of sugar.
Okay.
And 3 tablespoons of vinegar, and I want you to dump this in here.
All of it?
All of it.
Okay.
Just dump it in because it's already pre-measured.
Okay. So sugar and then water and vinegar.
No, not water, just vinegar.
Oh, just vinegar.
Just vinegar. And I want you to take this whisk and I want you to whisk it all together, okay? All right, so the broccoli itself, I've actually cut up. You want it in smaller pieces, bite-sized pieces.
So did you buy the head of broccoli then?
I did. Okay. You want to buy like a head of broccoli, like a bunch or a head, whatever you want to call it. And you want to cut it up into bite-sized pieces. And then you want to get some cheese. You want to get a cup of cheese.
Okay.
A cup of raisins and a cup of sunflower seed kernels.
Okay. Ooh, I love those.
I do too.
And guys, we like raisins around here.
So what we're going to do is we're just going to dump this all in because it's all going to be mixed together.
Okay.
And then we have right here, we have bacon and we have green onions.
Our favorite part.
Absolutely. So you want to take 10 strips of bacon and cook it. Okay. I like mine really crispy.
Same.
So what I did is I cooked it and then I chopped it up real fine, and then I took 2 sprigs of green onion and I chopped them up real fine, mixed it all together, and we're just going to dump this right in.
Right on in. Okay.
So we've got that all mixed up?
Yes, I think it's pretty good.
So I want you to just dump that right on in.
Okay.
And then we get to mixing. You just want to make sure it's all incorporated. Sometimes I use my hands, hence the gloves.
Okay, same. And so I want to show this to the finished product while we're mixing that. And so after you mix, did you just put it into this cold, safe bowl?
I did. I put it into that bowl, and I put it in the refrigerator to let it chill. Okay.
This is making me hungry.
Now, once it sits for a little while, that sauce will kind of like
absorb,
gather at the bottom a little bit. It'll absorb too, but it'll kind of gather at the bottom. So if you let it sit for a little, like if you put it in the fridge and let it sit for an hour or so,
then we're good.
Then you're good, but you want to make sure that you stir it all back up.
All right.
That way you get that sauce on all of it.
Oh my goodness. Well, Corey, we are so thankful you could come in studio. Guys, you're gonna have to make this at home. We'll be right back. All right, guys, we're back with our WCBI Holiday Cooking Show, focusing today on our teachers. Miss Susie Oglesby is here with me, and she is the STEM teacher and robotics coach at New Hope High School, and she is in the holiday spirit with her gingerbread apron, of course. Now, Miss Susie, whenever I talked to you, you said cooking is not your favorite thing to do.
I don't know what they were thinking me.
But you brought us a quick and easy, delicious recipe.
Yes, absolutely. For people that don't cook and need that last minute, this is really fun. You can make it fun. One of the things you need to do, of course, all the ingredients are right here. You have your half a cup of butter, your orange juice, your can. Get whatever you like, or 2 apples, of course, sugar and cinnamon.
Okay.
And you can do organic apples or whatever you like, especially. And you can change it up for the non-dairy too. So the ones that have problems with dairy.
Yeah,
so that's something that you can
love
help.
that. Okay.
So one of the first things I like to do, you're going to cut your apples and you're going to actually just roll this, have fun with it. It doesn't have to be perfect. And I'm not just going to roll it in.
Okay.
And I like to add cinnamon inside
Yes,
mine.
I love cinnamon.
The secret part of your recipe.
Okay.
So it's just adding just a little bit of cinnamon, making it fun, and you can change it up just the way with whatever ingredients that you have.
Gotcha.
And you'll roll it in. Just make it as quick and easy, and then you're just going to put it in a clear pan.
Okay.
And I chose to do a round decorative pan just for the
that
holidays.
is really cute.
Just something fun. And then once you put it in, you will sprinkle all your ingredients. You're going to do the orange juice.
Okay, this is like really interesting. So you just pour it in there?
Yeah. So you're going to just put it in your cup. So you're going to do a bowl. You'll do a cup of orange juice, melt your butter, and then, of course, a half a cup of sugar. Now, some people may not want sugar. So you don't have to do sugar.
I like sugar.
So I do too. I like sugar. And then, of course, your cinnamon. And that's what makes it really good.
Yes.
And so once you mix it up, you'll mix all your ingredients. You'll put however many you want. You can do this like a whole lot, or you can just do half.
Okay.
So it depends on how many you're feeding. Of course, I did just the whole can there.
I want to show you guys too this. Like, this is just beautiful, and it smells so good. So, Miss Susie, after we get all of our apples in there, how long are we supposed to cook this for?
Just 35 minutes on 325.
Okay.
And so you just put it in the oven, let it cook. When you can pour this over it, your sauce. Now, some people don't like a lot, so you can choose. You can either put all of it in or just half, and I chose to do half.
Yes.
And the recipe, of course, is going to be on the internet. So,
we love that.
And just have fun with this.
And I want to talk about your apples. So I want to show you guys, these are kind of bigger chunks.
Yes.
Now, personally, would you say to do a size this big, or it's really up to preference?
It's really up to preference. And that's one thing I like about this recipe. It's a family. It's just something that you choose based on your family needs. And of course, people that just love to eat like me. So I love apples. So this is one of the fun things that I like to do. And it's something that anybody can do. If I can do it, everybody can do it.
I've got to say this. We've got a fruit in there. So obviously it means that it's healthy, right?
That's right. Exactly. Now, this would be a really good breakfast.
Yes.
Breakfast, and you can change it to dessert by adding ice cream on top.
Oh, my goodness. So whenever we get it out of the oven, you said 35 minutes to cook. Should we let it sit for a little bit before we eat, or what would you suggest?
Absolutely. Let it sit for a little while, and then you can add the ice cream and just make it a dessert. Or you can have it with your breakfast and your bacon or anything else.
Oh, my goodness. Well, thank you so much, Miss Susie, for coming in. You guys can see all the ingredients. So, like I said, we have the orange juice, the crescent rolls of your choice. You don't have to use the crescent rolls. Apples, sugar. Use sugar, guys. We all like sugar. And then Miss Susie said the special recipe is some cinnamon right there.
Absolutely.
Well, we are definitely going to be ready for the holidays with this dish. I'm so excited, and it's versatile. So, guys, we're going to eat this. We'll be right back.
Thank you.
Well, we are so glad you're here with us this morning, and Miss Brittany Anthony from Fairview Elementary is here cooking it up on our WCBI cooking show. And Miss Brittany, you brought us 2 things.
I did, because we like to eat at our house.
Exactly what I was thinking. So let's first start with some breakfast over here.
Yes, let's start with the breakfast. So if you're looking for something quick, when we wake up early, the children are ready to open presents, but we need to have food in the oven because right after we open presents, everybody's ready to eat. This is a perfect dish for you.
Okay. So this is hash brown casserole.
Yes. It is delicious.
Love that.
Okay. So what I have here is you get a bag of shredded potatoes. Then you have 1 bag, and then we use 4 cups of cheese. You use half of it in the dish, and then you're going to top it with the rest.
Okay.
But to start off, put that in a dish pan. You brown your sausage.
Okay.
And you use any sausage, but my family, we like the Tennessee Pride.
I do too.
Yes.
Don't worry.
But if you ask my mom, we always use hot for her because she likes
Same.
it a little
I like
spicy. She's a little spicy. So.
Okay.
But for the kids, of course, we use the mile. You use 2 cans of cream of chicken.
Okay.
And you mix that all together. Put all your ingredients, dump it all together, mix it, and guess what? The secret ingredient is the minced onion.
Okay. Wow.
Okay.
Wouldn't have thought that, actually.
Yes, it gives it that flavor. So it's really to taste, because in our house, we don't measure anything. You just put a little dab of this and a little dab of that, and you taste it.
You know what that's called? That's called good cooking right there.
But if you ask my brother, he said, you don't know how to cook.
Okay, so it's after we put it all in the pan, how long do we need to cook this for?
Okay, so you put your oven on 350 and about 45 to 55 minutes.
Okay, so you can start this before we open presents.
Yes, you can start it. And then what's excellent about this, you can make it up the night before.
Gotcha.
Make it up
Put
the
it in
night
the
before.
fridge, heat it back up.
And you're done.
Love that. Okay.
And it's very easy.
So after we get done with breakfast and we want a little sweet treat, you've got some Christmas delights for us.
It is so delightful.
Okay, so how do we start us off with it? How do we start?
So our ingredients, of course, we have our crunchy peanut butter.
Okay.
Then you have your peanuts, your roasted peanuts. Then you have your marshmallows, and then you have your white chocolate. You have 2 bags of those.
Okay.
And then you have your Rice Krispie treats.
Okay.
Okay, so the first thing I would do is put all your dry ingredients. You put that in the bowl.
Okay, I'm gonna let you start on that, and I'm gonna get our other ingredient behind
and
here.
our secret is the chocolates. Okay, so we use about a cup. Like I told you, I'd use a little bit more because I like a little bit more crunch in mine. And so you just pour that in. Then we use our Rice Krispies, and I'm going to use the rest of this one. And we're going to mix it in. All right, and then you have your marshmallows.
Gotcha.
Once again, it's 4 cups of marshmallows, but I don't measure.
We're just pouring it in.
We're gonna pour in.
We're gonna put in as many as we would like.
Yes.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna add a little bit more. That's what I like. And then last but not least.
Okay, so guys, this is peanut butter and white chocolate. Okay.
2 bags, 24 ounces. So you can get 2 bags, or you get the big 24-ounce bag of chocolate.
And we heated up this for about 2 minutes or so? All right, and I just poured it in there?
And we mix it in good and just pour it in.
Okay. So
Would
you recommend having a big bowl to do all of this?
I would have a big bowl, and but you don't, for your chocolate and the peanut butter, you don't have to have.
Now, after we mix all of this, do we cut it up or anything, or how does that go about?
Okay, so you have wax paper.
Okay.
And then you lay it on wax paper, flatten it out, and then let it dry.
Gotcha. And then that's when we're going to break it up
and then
put it in the jar.
It up.
And while you're mixing this, I want to show them the finished product of this, because you said you couldn't stop eating this, making it last night.
Oh gosh, no! Once I broke it up, I couldn't even wait till I was breaking it up. I was eating it before
so good. Okay, guys, like that looks amazing. Look at that.
It is absolutely divine.
Maybe I should try it.
Yes. I'm telling you.
Oh, that is good.
That
is good.
You just can't have one.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so guys, we have breakfast and dessert ready for you, and this takes about
30 minutes. You need to let it dry about 30 minutes, and then once it's all done, you just take it and break it up and put it in a tightly lid container.
Just like this. All right, well, we are ready to go for our Christmas breakfast and dessert. We'll be right back. We are cooking for the holidays, and so glad that Dr. Taylor Sparks, 11th grade assistant principal at Tupelo High School, is here. And we have a very interesting take on a tradition for holidays. So Dr. Taylor, what do we have?
Right, so this is plant-based chicken and dressing.
Okay.
It was kind of born out of the Vernon, Alabama hospital recipe. So like my great aunt worked there way back in the day.
Okay.
And she somehow acquired the recipe. And it was kind of passed down, and I've adapted it now for a plant-based diet that I think works really well.
And so you kind of started plant-based diet about a year ago.
Yeah.
And so it smells like dressing. If you guys could smell it, it smells delicious.
Right.
So how do we even start this, I guess? Because I've never actually made dressing.
So the first thing is like you have to make cornbread a day or two ahead.
Yes,
so it's got to be dry cornbread. And what I've got here is I've got my crumbs, and what the recipe calls for is, oddly enough, it calls for cornbread, 3 cups of cornbread crumbs.
Okay.
And then a cup and a quarter of white bread, just like the plain that you get in the loaf. Like it's literally $1 at Walmart.
Okay, love that.
So you buy that. And then a sleeve, like a quarter sleeve of saltine crackers.
Okay, gotcha.
So strange. I've thrown in biscuits before, just whatever.
Whatever you have in the cabinet, really. Okay.
And then, so you blend all that. I use a food processor. I think my mom growing up would like sit there and do this for like, ever. But
bougie.
I use like, who am I to waste time? So, and then I season my breadcrumbs with, let me think about this. Pepper, about a teaspoon of pepper, 2 teaspoons of pepper. And then I use Lowry seasoning, delicious, garlic powder, and dry rub sage.
Okay.
And that's the Thanksgiving. You're like, man, that's Thanksgiving.
It's the sage in it. Okay.
And so I get my breadcrumbs and I mix them up real good. So yada, yada, yada. And then while that's kind of just sitting there chilling, I always chop up about half an onion and 2 little things of celery. I don't know, hearts, is that what you call them, the celery?
And would this be sauteed per se? Okay.
And a quarter stick of butter.
Okay.
Sometimes we'll half a stick.
We heated this up.
We heated this up.
Yes.
Yeah, it's the magic.
So just pour that in there.
So you smell that. It's like, that smells like Thanksgiving.
Yeah, that smells good. I probably could just eat that with a spoon, maybe.
So, yeah. You missed your chance.
Dang it, let me try again.
And then I mix all that up. And so also while I've done that, the traditional recipe calls for eggs.
Okay.
And in sticking with this like vegan, vegetarian, plant-based situation, a great egg substitute is chia seeds.
And who would have thought? There was our water too.
And water, because you got to have moisture.
Okay.
And so you add that in once you get all this other stuff.
Here, I can mix for you if you
want.
want.
Yeah, go for it.
I'll mix and you pour.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you asked if it added earlier, you're like, does it add a little crunch or anything? See, it's kind of thick.
Okay.
Like an
and
egg
you said
would
it
be.
literally is just the same, and we can get in there.
Get all that out. And it, like at first you're like, that does not look.
It looks interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting,
and
yeah.
give it get it real mixed in there good.
Now what about all this chicken broth and this up there?
Okay, so I don't make a gravy for mine because I'm lazy.
Okay.
But I think if you add a good amount of vegetable broth, we're gonna make it really soupy here in a minute.
Okay.
But we gotta get this, let me give it it takes like that chia seed just.
Okay, and what about this? Is this chicken in there?
Okay. Chicken.
Okay.
All right, so this chicken here is, you can buy it frozen at Walmart. That's where I get mine. It's a Morningstar product, I think, but it's already seasoned.
Okay.
And it's kind of got a chicken texture.
Gotcha.
So give it a smell, like that smells like chicken.
Yeah, that sounds like
it's already
chicken.
got a really good flavor.
So we just pour the chicken.
We're gonna pour it in.
And then we just pour how many of these? 1 or 2?
Okay, well, that's where you have to get creative because I pour like 1.5.
Okay.
I kind of go for it. So here,
And then after, I'm going to pour this while you do. We're got a few seconds left. So after we pour this, we put it in the pan, correct? And how long do we need to cook this for?
I like to do about 40-45 minutes at 350.
Okay, and then when it comes out, let it set. Or how do we?
If you want.
Or we're serving it like the traditional dressing.
Like this is Thanksgiving, or Christmas, and you just pop it out and la-da-dee.
And you kind of eyeball it with your stuff,
Oh,
figuring out which way to go.
The recipe I wrote says like soupy.
Okay.
And so not like clam chowder, not chili, like vegetable soup.
This is making me think that this is healthier then, since it's plant-based. But I would love to try this.
Okay.
Guys, I think we're wrapping it up though, but try this at home, plant-based dressing, something new to add to your thing. All right, guys, we will be right back after the break. Well, guys, we are back with our WCBI cooking segment, and Miss Anna Dyeher is here from Itawamba Community College. But guys, I know her as Miss O. She was my high school teacher, and I'm telling you, Miss O was one of the favorite teacher, I think, in all Monroe County.
I don't know about that.
I would say so. But you were like the teacher that always stood out to me. And I've got to tell y'all a sweet memory, and do not cry about this. But I tried to get into Miss O's class earlier because we had to be in 10th grade, I think, or a junior to get in your class. And in 10th grade, I had heard so many things about you, and I wanted to go into English or writing. And so I tried to get in your class, and I couldn't. And because I wasn't old enough, I didn't have the credits. And Miss O, I remember after I graduated, she gave all of us me, I know for sure. I don't know if you gave every student. She gave us a copy of Pride and Prejudice, which is my favorite book to this day. and you wrote me the sweetest message in it, and you even said that you tried to get in my class early. And I was like, how would you remember that out of all the students you had? Because she was teaching all students at Monroe, don't cry. And it was just amazing. But since you were my teacher, you've kind of grown yourself and moved on to things. So talk to me about what you're doing at ICC.
So this is my first year full-time at ICC. You know, I spent years as an instructor, as an adjunct instructor, and thankfully they brought me home. And so I'm currently teaching Comp 1 and Comp 2, so exactly like at the
best
ALC.
class, guys.
And next semester, I'm going to get to teach a segment or a section of American Lit. So it's not the British Lit and Pride and Prejudice, but I'm still very excited about it.
So talk to me about like going from high school to college. How have your students, I guess, been such a big part of your life? Like you've been such a big part of your students' lives. How would you say your students have impacted you?
So much, because you really see, especially when they're coming from 5 different counties or even outside of those 5 counties that ICC serves, you really see how different all of these students are.
Yes.
And you're meeting all of their needs. And so that has been not really a challenge, but it's definitely been a little bit of a challenge, but it's also been a blessing because you really start to realize how you can reach all of these different types of students and help them be successful, whether it's English or whether it's journalism or whatever it is.
Now, so I got to see you a few weeks ago whenever I came to speak at ICC, and it melted my heart knowing that you came to see me. I guess how is it seeing your students actually grown up?
Well, you're still a kid to me. I'm not even going to
lie. I'm still a kid, don't worry.
You're still a junior at heart to me, and you always will be. But I just love watching you thrive, even if it's in your segments on WCBI or if it's like your little get-readies with me that just kill every time. I absolutely love it. I'm just so proud to see any student I have succeed.
Oh my goodness. So what would you say is, I guess, the recipe to success in your class?
Oh, that's a good question. Honestly, it's really just dedication.
Okay.
It's just showing up and being willing to put in the work. Because if you're willing to put in the work, especially with writing, it's the effort that you're doing. It's not about perfection. It's just about being better than you were before you came into the class.
And I don't know how anyone couldn't show up to your class. I mean, I had so much fun. And us reading Pride and Prejudice, I mean, I'm telling y'all, it's my favorite. But Miss O, we're running out of time. You know, guys, just stick around later. We'll post the recipe of deviled eggs online. Everyone knows it's a holiday classic. We'll see y'all later.